Welcome back to Factorio SpaceX Extreme. Let's unpause and get right back into it. So what we have done is we have just go to the map view. Whoops, the map view. We have finished up down here. As you can see, it's all it's got modules and so on. There's a handful of miners right in the middle that aren't quite reached by these guys, but that's okay. We've done this one as well, and I've actually allocated 4 trains that used to go here. There's only 2 trains here now because there's not that much left here. 4 million in total. Once we kill off this 4 million, we'll repurpose these to use this iron 45 million, which we'll probably need. And this one's been shorn in half. I seem to remember it was about 80 million, and now it's what, 58. I should probably direct a couple of trains from here over here as well, but we'll leave it for now. What else is new? Let's have a look quickly at science. Space science, we've got a tiny bit. It's not enough for a mining production level. Or is it? Let me just explain how science works again. So this is our science labs, and we're using the daisy chain method. At the start here, we have requested 2,000, and we have 30 rows. So we've actually got 60,000, not even counting whatever's in the labs as well. We have 60,000 in like a science buffer, and we are still launching, so we will get some more. So what I'm going to do, I think, is get mining productivity up to about 75. That will give us a 150% bonus. Maybe pause it there, let it recover, still keep some launches going, and then push on to 100. Meanwhile, we're still building modules, so that's why our production is still fairly insane, 350,000. It's probably because we're not actually doing science at the second that it's dropped off a little bit, but yeah, 357,000, 154,000 green circuits, and so forth. And what else? Oh, modules. Our module manufacturing is about a bit over 200 of the level 3 modules. Each one of these is actually supposed to be able to do about 150, but they're probably a bit starved for resources, I suspect. So it's not quite getting there. Where are we up to at the moment with modules? Oh, we're looking at the wrong cell, of course. 65,000, 65,000, 64,000, all quite close right now, probably because we use the speed and productivity. Anyway, enough of that. So let's do some science, as promised. First of all, level 65 will cost 6,400, so let's get that one underway. And now, why are we up near the nuclear? Well, I noticed uranium-235's dropped below 10,000, and that was kind of my intended trigger point for doing something about the uranium. And we've got tons of U-238 and tons of used up uranium fuel cells. Let's just have a look at what power's doing. So this should be able to go up to about 24. It doesn't look like it can go to 24. That was 20 something when it hit the yellow briefly. Not quite sure why that is. 20.7, and we're draining our accumulators. Now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If if we have a look at options mods, this is set to 4 times. Those are each supposed to be about a gig's worth, so that should mean that we can do about 24. So I don't quite understand why around 20 we are having issues. The other thing, Steam, should be being pushed through. It is, these are running, but they're not producing enough. I wonder if these guys are not as good as they're supposed to be. I'm actually not sure what I guess 4 times they should be 4,000 degrees, I guess. I'm not entirely sure how this thing works, but they don't appear to be. All of them have resources, so just not sure. It's got water, why is it not producing steam? Very tiny amount of steam. Unless there's been another change to nuclear that I'm unaware of, so it doesn't produce quite the rate that it used to. I've only got these ones in the middle with a little bit of excess in them. Although things seem to have recovered a little bit, possibly because science finished. That is a concern. Uranium-235's back up to 8k. How's it actually going? 575. Let's do 10 minutes. 5.8k produced. 5.7k consumed. So you'd kind of think at that rate we should be okay. My thought is I'll move all this nuclear up here. I might have to build another one of these stacks. Just to be on the safe side. I think I will do that. And maybe we will build some nuclear up the top. Excuse me a second. No reason not to do a bit more science though. Let's just see what happens when we do that science. Is that enough to push it over the top? Yes. A word, yes. Doing that science is pushing it over the top. I don't understand why my nuclear is not handling about 24 gigawatts. But certainly if I had it all closer to here, that would probably be a good thing. Let's get rid of some of these trees. They're clearly in the way in terms of where I want these operations to be. Nuclear reactor, advanced doofer, advanced heat pipe, normal pipe. Is there a problem with normal pipe? I don't know. Let them take away the wood, that's fine. I wonder, is that because our power is fluctuating into the yellow? Yeah, pretty much. It's hurting our UPS. So what I want to do is, because we're now using this so-called advanced nuclear from the advanced nuclear mod, I will make a copy of one of these things, and because we probably don't actually have a copy of it, including pipes, and including this stuff at the bottom. Advanced nuclear where's a nice reactor picture? There you go. I'm just going to have to do that and hope for the best, I think. What happened up here? Ooh, we might be in luck. Might have to connect this bit up manually. That should be fine. All 1,000 construction robots are busy trying to do something. How are we going at the top? Down to the pumps, that's good. This is probably going to hit our supply of these guys. Can't tell from there. Yeah, down to the 300. It's never seemed to be a problem to build enough of them, though. Any of these got any heat in them yet? No. Well, it does take a while for that heat to propagate in. And that's fast drop off. There we go. That one's starting to warm up. Okay. Hopefully that will sort us out soon. I'm guessing our power is all over the place. We have finished 66 though. Probably need to get over 2,000 before we get any benefit. And of course all this needs to be finished off. Right. Probably make a running track along here, speed everything up. bit of concrete. So do I want to make this bot based? Whoops, not that. I could do this sort of thing. There, that would cover that patch. Very good, it's outside bot range, so we'll have to do something about that. And let's just get rid of those. So that will mine up our extra uranium if we give it the ability to. There's this one up here. Oops. We'll obviously need to bring some barrels up here. These bits are outside, so they need a bit of attention. Now, let's do another blueprint. Go to the map mode. So I want this kind of setup, I think. Like this. Is that right? No, that is not right. So, like so. Pipe. I'm going to need some underground pipe. Where's that? Whoops, not there. Too close. Do that again. Turned up yet? No. You're outside bot range. Let's give you a bot. go. No power, let's give you some power. There we go, we've got our 50. Now, down here, this extra bit of uranium. Now, this is the first time we've had to expand uranium. You know how much we're using, because it's significant. And this is the first time we have actually got to a point of considering expanding. So, it really goes to show you just how capable nuclear is. Now, admittedly, you could argue that the way we do it, with this mod now, there's some advantages, but there's not supposed to be. So it's supposed to be the same effective cost. Right, power poles. You've got power, that's good. Now, what I'd like to do is put all the nuclear processing over here as well, so that the bulk of the activity can be done. Let's just change that to trees only. Clear out all this nonsense. It's just in the way. How's our power doing now? For some, we haven't been doing that for a bit. Let's do the next one. Do we actually have science now? No. That's okay. Now, the other part of what we need, if we're moving nuclear, is all this stuff. What's that? Interestingly, all this iron, these multiple belts of iron and processing, I should actually cut most of them off. Maybe just keep this one. No, it's hard to follow where it even goes. Maybe just keep like that one. Does that go where we need it? I'm not sure that it does. This one goes up here, and that doesn't go anywhere. So no, it needs to be one of these, because that there is our sole draw of iron off all these belts that we used to have. I'm not sure that I need plastic up here. I'm probably pretty sure we don't. And steel we probably don't need up here either. And we probably don't need any of this here either. Don't know how many UPS getting rid of all this would save. But that would mean that I probably want like this one. Doing this all remotely on the map mode. So if I just kept this guy and all the rest of these were turned off, in the hopes that eventually their lines will bleed out. Let's just check. So this one goes up here, goes into here, this one goes along. Uh-oh, I don't think this is right. Nope. We need this one. This one comes up here. Where does this guy go? And no, that's not the one that we need. We need one of these guys. Right, let's try and get this one. Over here, that one right there. There. And that lot can actually be removed. Maybe it is being bled off. With a bit of luck, they are. One way to see if the steel was actually being used. Take all that off. I doubt this train's had to move in a very long time. It's still using this tiny little patch here, which would be kind of nice if it could all be ripped up. How I can't tell, but it does look like there is some coal. Yeah. I think we are just making explosives here, is that right? Explosives and sulfuric acid for the uranium mining. There you go. So we are using some iron to do that. That one comes from this one. So we may have been slightly fast off the draw to kill all of these. It could be that we need this one. Right, very quickly. Let's restore that. And let's get rid of those. That is probably enough to keep this operation running. Perhaps. Right. Yes, so these are all filling up. We need to duplicate, well, at least this bit. Oh, we need these things as well. Instead of drawing off a belt, we're going to have requester chests. So start with that. Let's do that and put in some requester chests. And they are going to request the raw uranium product that's going in here, which is called uranium ore. Uranium ore in the amount of, I don't know, say 200. Right, there is some, what are these called? Centrifuge. Centrifuge is working now. Why don't you have power? Because you're just out of range of that thing, okay? So are you. And so are you. Oh, and so are you. And so are you. So that was probably a terrible way of laying down the power poles, but never mind. That will work just fine. Now we need some of the enrichment, which is this stuff. And I'd like one of these and some of these. Pretty much I'd like this whole collection. Actually, right click it is, isn't it? I haven't used that. Shift right click. There you go. Don't need the lights. So now we've doubled up the setup, or at least once the bots have built it, we've doubled up the setup. So we shouldn't have any further problems with power. Let's just have a look. They're running about there. Let's do some more research. I kind of like that it's just ticking on when I'm not paying attention. Launching some more satellites, maybe catching up with space science. There is none, but that's okay. There you have it. So what we have here is these are doing the covarics enrichment. These are doing the conversion of the spent cells back to normal cells, and this is building thingamywhatsits. This is building the actual fuel for the uranium. So there you have it. Now, what is power doing? Seems to be a little bit better under control. So that's a good thing. Let's see if it peaks over 20. I saw 20 there briefly, so that is good. And is the slot fully online now? Looks like it must be. These are all running. These tanks should be filling up. Very good. Okay. Well, that was a different, a bit of a break from what we have been up to. Next episode, we will probably get back to over here and find somewhere to lay down our iron and our copper, and I'm thinking probably it's going to be a lot of landfill in here for the iron because it just takes up so much space, and that at least is near to that one, and we can ship iron up from some of these others and old ones. I don't know where the copper's going to go yet. I'm probably going to head down here and do a whole bunch of biter killing with all the ammo that I've got in my inventory. May as well use it up. See if that shows us any more space or any large finds that we should be using. And then I will see you in the next. With a bit of luck, this should be over 75 by then. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I will see you in the next. Bye bye.